You're such an asshole.
I think I need to take a vacation. That would be... Alright. Young man writes, actually you need to do a vid for me. I first discovered a YouTube channel with financial advice videos and sexual market videos. I feel like you are a rated R Peter Schiff with comedy included. The angry, R-rated, funny Peter Schiff. He's kind of funny. He's clever. He's, you know. First book I got of yours was Black Man's Guide to Poverty. Then I got Bachelor Pad and enjoyed the decline on audio a few months back. I have an economics degree from Florida State University, which seems mostly worthless, especially to people I knew that got nursing, mostly women, and engineering, mostly men, degrees 5 to 6 years ago. If I go back to school, I would most likely want to do accounting and possibly get a CPA, but open to possible other money-making options. I currently work for a health insurance company making $18 an hour. My first job after college was a shitty call center making $10 an hour in Miami where my parents live. But they had an office in LA Culver City area. I decided to transfer out there for $13 an hour. Okay, so you basically went to a really expensive place. I don't know if you got any more purchasing power that with $13 an hour. But then that office shut down and I found this health insurance gig through a staffing agency making about 16, but now I'm at 18. I want to move to Vegas, smart move, but the challenge would me finding a job that pays at least 15 an hour. When I search online, I mainly see minimum wage style service job ads, plus another challenge is that LA minimum wage will be going to $15 an hour soon, while Vegas I think will be staying at 8 or 9. Don't rely on the minimum wage law to make you successful. That is a surefire way to fail. You're an economics major, you know that. Don't rely on the government because you want people banging down your door to throw money at you. You don't want to like, oh, you got to pay me $15 an hour. But I understand in this particular instance, but it's not a good long-term plan. While Vegas I think will be staying at 8 or 9. But in the service industry, you make a ton of money on tips. I have $30,000 student debt, car note because my other older car messed up, and I had to find a reliable car to get to work the next day, which has me another $10K in auto loans to currently pay. My parents cannot currently help me because they're living a wage slave life too currently, and never talked about money or investing to get out of the rat race. Also, my rent is close to $800 for a studio apartment, but if I move out to Vegas, I could save about $200 a month. Yeah, it's cheaper out in Vegas. And housing is cheaper by a good margin. LA has nothing but overpriced houses. I just want to find a way to make $30,000 or more while living in Vegas. The challenge would be to find a job in Vegas making $15 an hour or more, or going back to school to get a degree that would command that much or more. The challenge with going back to school is it would be going into more debt with these high-ass tuition prices and paying my already built-in monthly expenses and finding a college to attend, which I want to be in Vegas. I know searching online accounting jobs in Vegas seem to pay $40,000 according. If I can get that within the next 5 years and live in Vegas, that with cheaper housing, that I'm reading how he wrote it, guys, that would be cool. I'll feel a lot less trapped in a rat race than I do now in LA. I'm single, don't have any kids, and I don't understand how most people can afford them while living paycheck to paycheck. Oh, they don't. They live off the government. You know that. You've seen the budget. My birthday is July the 10th. Happy birthday. You could do a video for me for $25. That would be cool, giving me advice. Yeah, I charge you more than that. I won't do that. Release between July and the 10th. And I said, okay. So you actually ended up paying. And I had a couple other questions. Say, no, I bought a car for me to get to work. I had an old car, a 94 Honda. You got 2013 Honda. Monthly payment plan for 5 years. Also want to move to Vegas, but after following O'Shea's YouTube channel, I'm hearing better options for black men would be live in places like Colombia, Brazil, Dominican Republic overseas because a lot less racism and culture. Dude, you're not, look, we don't do racism here. We don't do sex, we don't do isms or ists. I'm short, I lose out to tall guys chasing after girls. You're black, you might suffer some discrimination. Not right, not just, but bitching and whining about it. No one ever got rich. No one ever, okay, Jesse Jackson got rich bitching and whining about it, and Al Sharpton did too. But for the rank and file average man on the street, no one ever got rich bitching about other things. You just don't get rich. You don't. All right? So, yeah, if Jessup the slack-jawed yokel calls you a racial epithet, fine, get pissed off at them. But don't there's race. No. Everybody hates everybody equally in this country. We all hate each other, all right? Get used to it. I'm saying, like, before you drive, it's not cheap to fly to Colombia. Dominican Republic's pretty close, especially if you're, well, you're not in Miami, you're out in L.A. Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap to fly to those places. But I have heard good things about the Dominican Republic. Regardless, don't do this racist thing. It's too early in the morning for that. That's not going to help you. Okay, it's not going to help. Could be true. It doesn't. It's like, oh, I'm 5'8". What the fuck, man? Shit, fucking whores don't like me because I'm not 6'. It doesn't change the fact I'm still 5'8". All right, we accept and play the cards we're dealt. When do I think the vid consultation will be done by? It'll be done by now. All right. Here's the deal, dude. You have an asset you don't know about, and that's Uber. You have a car that is, I think, Uber qualified or Lyft qualified, and that is how I'd make money, either in LA or Vegas. You are bitching about wages and income and all that because you have a worthless degree. I understand that. And there's no way around it. You need to go back to school to get some kind of degree that actually is going to pay well. Now, you have a couple options. All right? If you like accounting, that's good. I just had a client recently where I told him that he could go to Western Governors University online. You could go to Arizona State University online. They offer degrees in accounting. So I guess take maybe another year or two of classes, and it's pretty cheap to get a degree in accounting. However, in your particular case, I would look into what the sitting requirements are for a CPA, because you have a degree in economics, so you're not too uncouth about financial statements and accounting. In other words, you could find out what the sitting requirements for the CPA exam is in Nevada. They may require you to take some advanced courses in accounting. You should be able to find a master's program or like a remedial program, or teach yourself enough accounting that you enroll in a master's program in accounting, sit for however many master's hours the CPA board requires that you have in Nevada. So you do self-study, you teach yourself accounting. It's not that hard, actually. If you're not comfortable with that, go get an accounting degree online through Western Governors or ASU, and then start applying in Vegas. But honestly, what I would do is I'd start applying in Vegas now. Keep applying. And you know what? Yeah, it starts at $8 or $9 an hour. So what? You live in poverty a little bit more. Vegas is growing. There are no state income taxes. It's infinitely better than California. The people are more honest in Vegas, if that makes any sense. And if you're looking at these like $16, $18 an hour, I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, just do whatever you can. But Uber, I think, would be a great idea. You got yourself an asset there, a 2013 Honda. That's in pretty good shape. All right. Well, why don't you go in Uber in Vegas? Let's make sure you can. I don't think they're against it. I think you can Uber in Vegas. Uber is a 4-letter word in Las Vegas. Just mention the company's. Using Uber in Vegas. I think you can. Okay, here. Does Uber operate in Vegas? Operate in Vegas as of June 25th. Yeah, like. Oh, wait. As of June 25th. Oh, it's July. Okay, yeah, so last year. Boom. However, with some new legislation, it will become necessary that drivers obtain a business license to operate reportedly around $1,000 a year, pass a fingerprint and background check every couple of years. There's your answer, dude. I think that might be your answer to get into Vegas, because you have no skill that is worth more than $15, $16 an hour, except for Uber. Uber would make you more, and then you can move and live in Vegas, some cheap ass studio apartment. Stay away from the north side. And stay away from the east side. Yeah, Vegas is nice, man. It's nice. And I think long term, though, you keep Ubering, you go for your accounting degree, see what the sitting requirements are for the CPA. Take your time. You can pay off your debts with Uber. If you're willing to drive late, you're gonna have to work late. You're gonna have to go down to McCarran International Airport. You're gonna have to drive. You're gonna have to be up at 3 a.m. You're just gonna have to deal with the traffic on the main drag. I think that's your answer. But trying to just apply for shitty ass jobs, you might as well be applying for a waiter position, because at least you'll get tips and you wait your ass off. Work in a warehouse, anything, because you're just in that $30,000 a year, and you should be able to find a job that pays you enough to live in Vegas on top of Ubering. Then you'd actually make some dents on your debt. But yeah, long term, you're going to need to, I think, a CPA or go back to school for engineering or something. The only reason you can't go to Western Governors University for an engineering degree is they don't offer it. But they do offer an accounting degree, and that's the one thing that's dirt cheap and can be taught online that may be your ticket out of Vegas and a reasonable, well, actually quite a lucrative career down the road, if you do want to live in Vegas long term. But yeah, so I'm sorry, dude. It's just you're banging your head against the wall, trying to find shitty jobs with a shitty degree, and you're just going to need to get a completely new degree like accounting, something more practical. But in the meantime, I think Ubering would be a very good stopgap measure, and then just take whatever job you can. On that, whatever job you can, you should be able to find. Don't think like, oh, they need a degree. Go work at a warehouse. Go work something. Mining, if you're in physical shape, mining is huge in Nevada. Military, again, there's an Air Force base out there. Have you thought about the military? You got a degree, you could become an officer. You can look at people fly planes or fix the planes or whatever the hell officers do. I do know an officer. I know what he does over in Las Vegas, but I can't say. But anyway, yeah, you're setting your sights too low, but you're also too afraid to work hard and double time, which is what's going to be necessary to escape the situation you're in now. So I would start looking for jobs that pay a little bit more. If they don't pay, get your ass into school and then Uber in the meantime. I think that's your saving grace. All right, hope that helped out, gave you some ideas. If you are in Vegas, let me know. I'm always at the cigar lounges. We'll see you later. Toodles.